Alright, hello YouTube. This is going to be a quick video on how to jack up a Hyundai Elantra. We're going to be doing an oil change on this today, so I just want to go over how to jack it up. We're going to jack up the front, but pretty much I'll show you how to also jack up the rear. First step, whenever you're jacking up the car, is to chalk the tires. We're going to show you the front first, so I'm going to chalk the rear tires. And you just get some chalks, put them right into that wheel. And also it helps to do it on the other side too. You only need one on the opposite side of the place where you're jacking up. So if you're changing a tire and you're out on the road, get a rock or something and put it underneath the opposite side rear wheel if you're going for a front tire. And likewise, if you're going to raise the back of the car and jack that up, you want to put a chalk in the front on both tires. It's better to have two if you can. If you're out and about and you're trying to replace a spare tire and you don't have chalks, just try to get a rock or something and brace it up. Make sure it's big enough so that the wheels can't move. If you're jacking up the front of the car only, the next best thing is to also put the emergency brake on. Just make sure it's on. If you're doing the rear wheels, you don't want the emergency brake on because the emergency brake is connected to the brakes in the rear. Next, before we jack up the car, we just want to make sure we know where we're going to put our jack stands. Position in the right place. In the Hyundai Elantra in the front, if you just go from the tire here, you go underneath here, you'll see this little place with like two little indentations right there. That's where your jack stand wants to go, right in the middle of that. This is the jack point. So when we jack up the car, we're going to look underneath. If you see this frame coming from there, we want to put the jack right on that main subframe. So I'll show you with the jack next, but we're going to go right over here with the jack. Seeing that I'm going to have to get underneath the front here to do the oil change, I'm going to go from the side. And it'll be that same jack point that I showed you from the front. Just right about there. Just make sure it's there. Go slow. And get the jack up to where it needs to be. So as you can see, I have the jack stand in place right where it should be. And that is where I jacked it. It's right on the frame right there. That's where you want to jack it up. Now we're going to do the other side just the same way. On the other side you have that frame over there. You'll jack it up and you'll put the jack stand where it belongs. And finally, before I put this jack stand on, I got it in position. But you can see I'm jacking it right there on the subframe. Once both jack stands are in place, I still like to leave this floor jack just against the mounting place. It's not held by the floor jack, so it's just supporting it. It's just a little extra insurance. Not that it's much insurance, but it's better than nothing. And the jack stands are your major way of holding up the car. Alright, now I'm ready to do the oil change, and after that I will show you how to jack up the rear of the Hyundai Elantra. Alright, so now we're going to jack up the rear of the car. What you want to do first is you want to chop the front wheels. So one over there and one on the other side. Have your jack stands ready, and then you're going to come underneath the rear of the car, and then you'll see in the distance, I'll put the jack there. You'll see a big cross member of the frame right here. That's where you can jack it, right there. So if you follow the wheel, it's that big solid bar that is right here. If you want to lift both wheels at the same time, you put the jack directly in the middle and you just jack it up at that point right there. And that will lift both wheels at the same time. I'm actually not going to jack up the rear. I'm just trying to show you where you can jack it. If I'm going to go for the right rear tire, I'm going to jack it up right about there. And that will only lift the side of the car. But you can lift the whole car by putting the jack right in the middle of that cross member right there. And that concludes my video on how to jack up a Hyundai Elantra. As always, if you like this video, found it useful, please subscribe. And if you have a product that you would like reviewed, please contact Eric by emailing him at eric5150diy@gmail.com. Have a great day.